How's it going, Vikings fans? Welcome in to another Monday night GG
Let's
Sports
go.
Podcast
Let's
live
go.
stream. Now that football is back, we're getting games. This will be a regular thing. No weeks off anymore.
No days
We
off.
actually
No
have
days off.
some real content to talk about now. Games did start and everything. Jamie, how are we doing on this fine Monday?
We're doing good. We're doing good. It's a Monday. Shout out Gary in the building. What's up, bros? My Vikings content go to. Let's flipping skull. What's up, Gary? What is up? So
Thanks for hopping
we did
in.
have some breaking news not too long ago. We did already release a video on it, but Dalvin Cook traded to the Jet, or not traded. Dalvin Cook signed by the Jets. What does everybody think about that? How does everybody think about it? Hey, first off, though, what up, Dan? What up? Hey, I just sent your card out, by the way, Dan. Just sent your card out. What's up, Kofi? What's the topic? So we're starting right now. We're going in with some Dalvin Cook stuff. Otherwise, we're going to just give our final thoughts on this last preseason game. You know, get ready for the next Saturday's game. And we did an up and down list that we'll dive into in a bit here. Just to say what three players did we think disappointed? What three players did we think did really well? So we're going to do that. But in the meantime, back to this Dalvin Cook stuff. What is your thoughts on all this Dalvin Cook going to the Jets, playing with old Packer Aaron Rodgers?
Well, obviously, we don't want to give away too many of our thoughts because everybody in here who hasn't yet needs to go check out the video we posted.
Yeah, you should. No matter what, go check it. Everything in our video is always going to be better than the little snippets from this, probably. So definitely go do that and like the video as well. We appreciate that big time. Oh, actually, before one more thing, I'm going to kind of give this one. We're giving away, obviously, like every show, Justin Jefferson rookie card giveaway. Sarah's in there right away. What's up, Sarah? This one's a cool one, though. This one isn't a rookie card, but it's on a yellow reactive. And they call this, anybody that doesn't know, they would call this a color match. That's when the background matches his jersey and everything. So this is a pretty cool card, actually. We're going to give away this guy today.
Ooh.
Anyways, back to...
I mean, good for him. He got a pretty hefty amount of money, $8.6 million. More than I would have paid him, obviously. I don't know. We all know he still has talent. He's not what he was before. But he's, he got money and he still gets a great opportunity to chase a ring. And there you go. I mean, he plays with Aaron Rodgers. It'd be kind of weird, but they're in the AFC now, so who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. Good for him.
It's going to be interesting.
You got to go make your money, and I'm never going to be mad at a player for going to make his money. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think, I'm glad that he got paid. He's sitting around getting the money that he probably does deserve. I'm interested to see how it's going to work with Breece Hall. I go into it a little bit more in our video, but that's going to be a weird thing. If Breece Hall does come back, he's supposed to be like their feature back of the future. It's no way you bring Dalvin Cook and not play him at least half the snaps here. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there with the Jets and Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall. But
I mean, that's an interesting division now. Because I mean, obviously you have the Bills who have won the division the last 3 years, and now the Jets are going to be in there.
Hey, he's with arrogant Dick, but glad he landed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're glad he landed strong. I mean, we don't care. I don't hate Rodgers as much, but it's always going to be Aaron Rodgers. Luckily, like Casey said, it's in the AFC and with the Jets.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. That division is interesting though, because obviously you have the Bills, you have the Jets now. Because the Jets were semi-competitive last year, even with kind of a mess at quarterback with Zach Wilson and Mike White. But and then of course you got Miami, who's looking solid as well, and then the Patriots. Bill Belichick. That team's been struggling as of late, but we'll see. But at the end of the day, I don't know, man. That Jets team, I guess it all depends on which Aaron Rodgers we get there, because that Jets team is pretty stacked on offense and defense, of course. But Robert Saleh is a great head coach, really good defensive coach.
Right.
Basically, you bring in Aaron Rodgers with his old offensive coordinator, and basically they run the offense. I'll take care of the defense, and we're good to go.
Yeah, that's pretty much how that is. And that defense is nice. That defense,
that offense.
Is nice.
I mean, just look at they're going to have Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. They have Garrett Wilson. They have what's his old Packers Allen Lazard. They have another good receiver over there too, don't they? They traded more in Mims.
They traded more Mims, Lazard.
Do they still have another one? They have Tyler Conklin. They have Tyler Conklin and TJ Uzoma, I think.
I do feel like we're missing I
feel like we're missing a pretty big name.
Yeah. Rodgers will be benched for Zach Wilson by week 10.
Hey, by the way, Zach Wilson, though,
he looked good in preseason.
He's showing a little Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, what's up, Skull for Life? What's going on, dude? What is going on? Sign Reisner before the Jets. Yeah, I mean, I want to go actually back to this question because I want to say this. Sarah said
Corey Davis, McCole Hardman, Randall
Corey
Cobb.
Davis,
and Randall Cobb.
and McCole Hardman. Yeah. McCole Hardman's a big one, actually. That's really underrated. And Randall Cobb is just
whatever, but
it's Aaron Rodgers' guy. That's probably enough. But Sarah with the Breeze is on IR for first 4 weeks, I heard, which actually I didn't know that. In our video, I wasn't 100% sure when he was supposed to come back. So that's good to know. So it does make sense to get Delvin Cook in there. When Breece Hall comes back, you can bring him along slowly. And then, yeah, they got a hell of a 1-2 punch in Hall and Delvin Cook. But I also wanted to come back to, let's see, where is this comment here? Who cares where Cook signs? I'm more worried about the Vikings not signing a guard to compete with Ingram. And then back here, sign Reisner before the Jets.
Well, as Andy Carlson of Purple for the Win calls Vikings Jets the dumbest rivalry in all of sports because, the Kirk Cousins thing, some trades that were made, obviously, so he's going to add this. He's going to add this to the list.
Yeah. So
what makes it one of the dumbest rivalries all over free agents and trades.
So what are we feeling on the guard? Because I think you mentioned this to me earlier. It didn't look like Andy Ingram had the best preseason game. But now some people who've kind of dived into it a little bit more and said it wasn't as bad as you think.
It all depends on who you listen to and if you believe what they have to say. I've heard both sides of it. I mean, nobody's out there saying he played great. He's playing against the twos. He was playing against their twos. He should play better.
Mm-hmm.
But some people, who just don't want to believe that he's anything. And it's not a bad thing to bring in competition either. So I get that side of it. And I'm not an offensive line expert. I'm not an expert in many things. So I just let people, people can have their own opinions. I see what I see. I mean, he missed one block. I guess they said there's communication problems with him in the center. Who was going to take that guy? So again, I mean, yes, he struggled, but also, and yes, he's playing with the twos, but also he's playing with the twos. He's been playing with the ones all of camp. He's been playing with guys who get reps, who know the communications of the offensive line. So maybe where we say he needs to play better against the twos, and he missed that block on the sack, maybe that just goes to him playing with other people who aren't experienced either in many game reps. I mean, Schlottman has started before, but still.
Right. That is a good point.
Again, I've heard both sides of the argument. I understand both sides of the argument. If you want to, have hope, if you don't want to have hope, it's whatever. But
yeah,
we'll see.
After that preseason game, it did feel a little bit, hey, Skull Mafia's in the building. Hey, Skull Mafia, by the way, your cards should be on the way to your house. It took me a little bit to send them out, but I settled down here in Boston and should be there in the next couple days, especially since I'm actually not too far from you now. Yeah, but after that preseason game, it definitely is like there is this feeling like, oh man, we need to get another body in the interior O-line, even though we didn't see the other two starters there. But Ed Ingram and just the backups and everything, it just seems like the interior was getting attacked quite a bit. Actually, especially in the second half, the depth is really bad because I believe if I read correctly, we only did allow 2 hurries in the first half of that game. And then the second half, I think we had like 13 or something crazy like that. I heard getting an extension on your
contract. Here's your infections. Hey, just maybe.
I know. We'll find out. Hopefully we find out. Gary, we meet again. Hate Skull Mafia. Hi, Skull for Life. Hate Skull Mafia.
I think he meant high.
Oh, hey, Skull Mafia. Hi, Skull for Life. We'll just take it like that. So,
well, I mean, if you look on a keyboard, the 8 is right above the I, so it's probably just fat finger.
I just read it. Dan, why do you hate Skull Mafia, dude?
Well, starting to cause.
Nah, I'm just kidding. All right. Anyways, so there's that, and then we're gonna dive. There's another recent visit we had this past weekend. I wonder if we should get into that now, or if we should go through our little list that we've created. and then dive into it. Since
we'll talk about Kareem Hunt right now. Yeah,
okay,
he did visit with the Minnesota Vikings on Friday. Kevin O'Connell just kind of said,
yeah, fat fingers.
I mean, Kevin O'Connell just kind of said like, yeah, it's just seeing if he's a potential fit, bringing in all these guys just to see, if the money worked out, would it be something that they could potentially bring in?
Yeah.
It might say, because well, I mean, this will be one of the guys we'll talk about soon here. Some people say like, if Ty Chandler played so well, why would we need another running back? It might be more of, which again, we'll talk about the other guys too, might be more of Kenny and his injury and maybe a little bit of Dwayne McBride not showing everything that they were hoping at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think the idea behind Kareem Hunt is interesting. It's all about money. Like he'd have to come in here for $5 million or less is my thought.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't pay him any more than that. And I know people are worried, like, what do they have against Madison? I'm like, nothing, because Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb both coexisted on that offense, and they both got theirs. Nick Chubb was still a 1,000-yard rusher, and Kareem Hunt scored multiple touchdowns. So it's like they both still got theirs on the same team. I think it would be a pretty fun pairing, personally, but I think it was just kicking the tires. I don't necessarily see a fit there. Yeah. I think it would be fun, and I think he brings something to this team that is unproven yet. I think Ty Chandler has those abilities. He's not as much of a bruiser as Kareem Hunt is. Like, I don't think he's the level of Kareem Hunt. But Kareem Hunt in his prime, I should say.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think Ty Chandler could be that guy for us, and I think he will be. He's got to give him time
and give him a chance, a more of a chance. Especially, I think we will see that in the passing game with him, because that's the big thing. If we were to bring Kareem Hunt in, it would really be the passing game. Yeah, because Kareem Hunt's been one of the better receiver backs in the last 5 years, probably. So that's one thing. If you do bring him in, you do get instant boost in the coming from in the passing game, coming from your running back. But I do have to agree with all of them. Are the Vikings allergic to interior line help? My goodness, it's been a problem for like 10 years. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just one of those non-sexy positions.
They've tried.
They have tried. Actually, yeah. I mean, they got two.
They've taken picks. They
haven't made. Cleveland, second round pick. Ingram, second round pick.
Bradbury is a
first round pick.
Like they've tried. I mean, you can't. I mean, they draft O linemen every year. Maybe not in the first round, but you can't keep drafting first round offensive linemen.
Right.
You got to hit on some of them eventually. But like, it's not like they've completely ignored it. Would you like to see them invest maybe more money, more high capital? Sure, but I mean, they've tried to draft offensive linemen.
Yeah, and it does just feel like we really want Reisner. I mean, leave it to the Vikings to sign a run back when we need interior line help. Ty Chandler and Keeney will be fine backing. Yeah, I do think we don't need Hunt. Do I think potentially he could be an upgrade? Since we don't know for sure what Chandler's going to be, I would say it's possible. But I don't think we need that. We definitely, if we can get Reisner, I think it would be huge at this point.
But and I will say that, we have taken swings at offensive linemen. Last year when we drafted Ed Ingram, I remember we were watching, some film of him before the draft. Mm-hmm. I didn't like what I saw one bit. So like, I wasn't happy with the pick, but I still think he can improve to the point where he's a solid offensive lineman. Now, would I be pumped if Reisner came in here? Absolutely. But I feel like if he came in here, it would be probably a trade Ezra and plug him in at left guard.
Yeah, that's because what I don't
think they want to give up on Ingram.
And I'd have to agree. I know a lot of people have switched their tone with Ed Ingram, Reisner coming in and competing with Ed Ingram, but I just have a feeling you don't do that because you invested the second round pick in Ingram. He's had 1 year so far, which wasn't great, but ended on a decent note. I can't imagine that they want to see what they have in him, probably more than Cleveland at this point. So you kind of just feel like they want Ed Ingram to be that starter, even though Ed Ingram was the only starter on the field and Cleveland was sitting. So that's kind of interesting as well. So I don't know what would happen if we had Reisner come in. Maybe Reisner can punch some sense into Ed to stop stepping on Kirk's foot. You never know. You never know. Hey, again, everybody in here, we got a cool one today. Justin Jefferson on the yellow reactive color match where his jersey matches the color. Hashtag skull in the comments. Like the video if you haven't already. I already know some of you had to have. I think there's only 3 people in here right now This is, I mean, at this point, if there's 3 people in there and Sarah's one of them, it probably goes to her. Hey, Greg's in the building. What up, Greg? What is going on, dude?
But I will say Kobe for sure. I agree.
Kim Sal in the building too. Let's go. Let's go.
If you did look at our quote unquote depth in that preseason game, I mean, Oli Udoh at right tackle didn't look great. Vidarian Lowe was okay. Blake Brandel looked solid, but outside of that, like you didn't like Schlotman was okay.
Yeah.
Like they definitely do need some high level depth, but at this point, unless you're going to grab a guy like Reisner, I feel like it's hard to find good quality depth because good quality depth at this point isn't available. So I don't know. I almost feel like unless we bring in Reisner, this is the group that we're going to roll with. Unless, of course, there's some cuts at the 53-man roster cut down. So
yep. So Greg, so we kind of jumped in here and talked about Delvin Cook going to the Jets, and it's turned into we really need to fix our interior offensive line and we need to go get Reisner. That's pretty much where we're at right now, which I do agree. I mean, if there's one free agent, something that we have to fix, it does definitely feel the interior O-line. And we still kind of feel that about defensive.
I thought we saw some pretty good things from the cornerbacks
for the most part. Obviously, there's a couple plays, especially towards the end of the game. Really, the first half of the game, we played just fine. Everything was great. Flores' defense looked fantastic. Which I should have put in the up actually. So that would be an honorable mention. But Flores' defense looked great in the first half. In the second half, you're playing. Some people were saying that like Flores' defense looked crap, but in the second half, when it's third stringers, it's just like there's only so much you can do at that point. But overall, like you had to be excited to see what you saw in Flores' defense because it was the complete opposite of what we saw last season, which was pumped.
Booth has burnt toast.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up quite yet.
Did Seattle they had a couple starters.
Well, they played JSN.
Really. It's crazy how like the Kansas City Chiefs just has Mahomes in there for almost a whole quarter and stuff like that in the first preseason game.
Understand it. But anyway,
Booth, it sucks because
we're gonna cover a lot of these guys in our ups and downs.
We should probably do that here soon. Yeah. Udoh has been horrible since we got him. It was once we switched him to tackle, he looked solid towards the end of the year.
Which is why I'd be really curious to see how Ezra Cleveland plays.
Right. I'm feeling the card. Only one. I have one. Called it then too. All right, Gary. I can believe it. Oh yeah, by the way, Sarah and Skull TY, your cards are out as well, so you should be getting those soon. You guys won last Monday or Wednesday or whatever day it was, I forget. So let's do that. Actually, one more time before we go into it. Giving away Justin Jefferson yellow reactive color match, aka his jersey matches the color of the card. This is a pretty sweet card. This is not a rookie, but this is a second year. Hashtags go in the comments. Y'all already know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel.
And also smash the like button. We have 11 viewers and only 6 likes. So
only 6 likes.
Those of you that haven't hit like yet, you're the problem.
He's a much better tackle. Yeah, he is so far. So we'll see if we can. I mean, we need him to be reliable. It'll be nice to have reliable.
Kofi.
If Sarah wins, I'm done watching. Hey, Kofi, chill. Hey, you won. You won a rookie Kirk Cousins card. I haven't given much. I don't even know if I've given another Kirk rookie card. That's one of the better cards. Anyways, let's jump into our list. These are our top 3 up and down players from that preseason game and just kind of where we're sitting at right now and how we what's up?
Which, by the way, for the 10 of you in here, we didn't get to do a legitimate postseason breakdown.
She's a beast at this, man. Her luck is beast.
Because we were on Bleacher Report actually post game. Very late at night, but it was still we were on the post game. We're going to be there for the next 2 as well as the day of 53-man roster cut. So make sure that you guys are there for us over on Bleacher Report and bring the love over that way.
Yes, it's a big deal for us. That's a big deal for us. Yeah, we're right on Bleacher Report. We are their guys for at least the preseason. We don't know what's going to happen after that, but we did go live for them, which was very, very interesting. Gary was in there. That was pretty cool. But so this Saturday after the preseason 2 game, we will go live for Bleacher Report again. And the more people we can get in here, we're hoping it runs a little bit smoother than last time, but
We were very tired last time.
Yeah. Well, it was
late.
2 a.m. for me last time. Delinquent. Yeah, we can do it.
Absolutely.
We can do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Once we create it, once we hear word of how this is going to roll out this week, we'll definitely send it to you. It was a cool experience. We weren't expecting it to actually be right on the Vikings homepage for Bleacher Report, but
with some interesting titles that we did not come up with.
I was there, but our commenting was not working, and you guys killed it. Big deal for you guys. No, we appreciate it, Gary. We appreciate it. Yeah, the commenting. We need to ask them. Oh, thank you, Gary. That means a lot. We couldn't post the comments like this. At least I didn't know. We have to talk to them to see how we did. That kind of threw us off a little bit, is how the comments goes, because we're so used to just clicking them, and that's how you keep track of where you're at in the comments and all that good stuff. But we will definitely keep letting you all know. And because we're going to be here Wednesday with Dave, and then Thursday on Purple and Gold Media for the sports bet show, and then Saturday. So we're just going to be around all the time, just like the rest of us. So,
which, by the way, you showed me that prize picks thing last week. Now I want to do those every week.
We're going to do.
It's so easy. It's so easy. Just over under.
Yeah, we're going to do prize picks every single week.
I'm going to win hundreds off that. I'm kidding. Probably not.
Yeah.
It's got to be harder than it looks because it's gambling.
Yeah, except for, the Vikings are easy because they just underestimate the Vikings every time. You can go over on the Vikings every time.
Did Love and Fields?
Okay, that's a good question before you go in there.
Jordan Love didn't watch enough of that Packers game to know from stats wise, though. I think he looked pretty good. I saw a couple of his throws.
It sounds like he missed a couple, though.
Yeah, I know he had a deep shot that got tipped away. But anyway, Justin Fields, though, if you want to talk about the media hyping up a quarterback, we look right at Justin Fields, because I saw his stats too. I'm like, really? 3 for 129 and 2 touchdowns? That's pretty impressive. And then I saw the 2 touchdowns, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, no. A screen and a 60-yard screen and a 3-yard pass that went for 40 yards.
Greg, I asked you, go watch the actual thing. He did not impress at all.
It wasn't that he was bad at all. Or no,
anything. But I mean,
he only had 3 plays, 3 throws.
Like,
yeah, I mean, his stats were inflated big time. I mean, his screen, I could go out there and throw a 5-yard screen pass to someone and they take it for 60 yards, or a 3-yard pass and they take it for 40 yards. I'm not saying Fields isn't going. He's extremely overhyped, in my opinion. Not saying he won't be good or anything like that, but I think it's just. Fields ended up with negative passing yards. Did he?
That's the thing. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like I'm waiting for Bears fans. Gary. Like, if he does well this year, I'm waiting for Bears fans to be like, you all doubted us. We told you guys really. You don't get it. It's like, no, I'm in the same boat. Like, the guy's got the talent. I mean, I still don't think he can throw the football. Like, I think
or he has to at least prove it. Like, I'm not going to put him in the top 100 above Trevor Lawrence.
Right. Like, if he proves it, I'm going to be like, okay, good for you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be pissed. Don't get me wrong. I don't want him to be good, of course.
But if he doesn't, I'm going to be like, we knew this. Like, he's shown us he wasn't that good. I mean, apparently you can't call a quarterback a running back anymore without people thinking that you don't know football. But like,
I mean, so far he hasn't proved anything that his passing stats weren't anywhere last year where you think he's just going to make this. A lot of people think it, but this just crazy jump into some of the top quarterbacks. I think he was, there was somewhere where he was favorite for MVP even. And that's crazy. And number 87 in top 100, that's too much. That's too much hype for me. Hey, what up, Skull for Life Barber? What is up, dude? What is up? David Ditter in the building. Any average quarterback should eclipse 25 passing touchdowns a year. Do you bet the over or under? I bet the under for Fields. I definitely think you could. And now he does have DJ Moore, and DJ Moore is a stud, but I don't know. I have to see it to believe it. 3,000 yards. Do you think he's going to have 3,000 yards passing? I'm going under on that. I'd go under on 3,000 yards. Some people think he's going to come out just like Jalen Hurts last year. That's crazy talk. Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Douglas, an average. Yeah. The Lions and Bears hype is out of control. Like always, they'll win 3. I know, it's so annoying. It's annoying because then it's like they want to put the Vikings at the bottom. It's like Aaron Rodgers leaves. It's obvious this is going to be the Vikings division, and then the media is doing whatever they can to bring these other teams above us, even the Bears, who had the worst record in the NFL last season. And I did think they made some good moves. Did they make enough moves from last in the league to the first in the division? No, I don't think so.
Right.
No way. No way. I'm more afraid of the Lions for sure. I'm not afraid of the Bears or the Packers at all.
What we need to do, though, is we need to thank the Lions and the Bears for passing on Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
Because he looks like he's going to be the real deal.
He got what he did get. No, he almost got a sack on his first play of his preseason game. Why national media hate on us so much? Honestly, I don't know why. I think it's just
small market.
I don't know. What is it?
Small market. Even though Green Bay is a small market, but Green Bay is one of the original teams. You know, Chicago.
It's small market mixed with probably our history of choking. Unfortunately, our heartbreaks. I think the media. Maybe they just think that we're not going to be able to do it because of our history.
Villain looked special in preseason. He did. Luigi Villain looked really. He's a big man. If they can develop him a little bit at that pass rush,
he looked good in this first game. He definitely did. Casey, look at Bobby Douglas and tell me the difference between Fields and Douglas. Speaking of, I don't know, Bobby Douglas. Is he in the NFL? Speaking of, one thing I want to talk about is what about that? Oh, I got you. An old time player. I got you. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check him out. What's his stats looking like? His stats looking like Justin Fields. Throwing yards. Yeah, definitely is. I think his 1,200 was his most yards. What about that Jaguars quarterback, that third string quarterback for the Jaguars? What about that throw? That throw was insane. Broke like 4 tackles and then threw a perfect pass while falling forward. That was crazy. I told Lions they're frauds. They're supposedly better than us. Best team in the North yet. They won one game above 500.
It was the finish because it was 1-7 start and 7-1 finish.
I agree. Life Barber. Yeah. Let's get into our list here.
Before that, we'll answer Gary's question here.
Okay.
Predict our starting DBs on opening day. Are we talking? Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Are we talking corners and safeties? If we're talking corners, safeties, I'm gonna say Evans, Murphy. Yeah. I'm gonna toss Mekhi Blackman in the slot if we go there. And then I'm curious, safety wise, I don't know. I mean, obviously Harry, but then it's kind of a mixed bag.
I'm gonna go. I think it's gonna be Harry and Bynum. I think from the vibes I've gotten so far, it feels like they're giving it's Bynum's job to lose. It doesn't feel like it's some open competitions going on here. It really feels like it's mostly Bynum, unless Metellus or any of those step up. Our starting DBs will be Murphy, Evans. That's what I agree with. And Blackman, we don't have him on our list, but he looked good for the most part, other than allowing that one touchdown, which he also had that penalty. Other than that, I was pretty impressed with him. And obviously, he's a rookie at the end of the day. So, I mean, if he continues to progress, I feel we might feel pretty good about them, especially how we saw Andrew Booth.
And absolutely, yeah. Who's to say we'll be in 11 more one-score games? Yeah, because like the hope is your defense is better, so you don't need to be in those one-score games anymore.
Yeah, and our offense should honestly be better. And plus, our offense is the same system for like the first time in like 10 years. So we'll see. But we'll start on this. So first off, anybody in here who's watching now or after this show, please subscribe to our channel. We're giving away a Justin Jefferson on the yellow reactive jersey match second year card. This is a sweet card. Hashtags go in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You already know, but let's do that thing. ESPN ranked Viking safety 24 in the NFL.
That's probably fair.
It's probably fair just because we don't know for sure. We don't know. Yeah, it is. Harrison Smith in a mix bag. That's a great way to put it. Subscribe.
Young talent.
Skullfest. Bring up Skullfest again. Skullfest. September 9th at Northeast Palace, Saturday at 5 p.m. I don't know who all in here is going. I know Gary's going for sure. I know there's some other people in here that was saying they were going, weren't they? Everybody better be going. You guys already know how to sign up. If you haven't signed up, let me know if anybody is wondering anything about Skullfest or how to sign up. And we are also, did they release what the giveaway was?
I don't think so. I have no idea.
All right, I'm not going to say that yet. I should have asked before popping on here. I thought they did, but Skull Mafia, do you know if they've been telling everybody what the prize is or like the giveaway is, the main giveaway? I know Skull Mafia is going for sure. We're going to be sitting right next to him in the game, actually. An immobile quarterback with guard problems can only go so far. Get Riser in here and that's a good point, David Ditter. That is a good point. Hashtag skull, let's go.
I wouldn't. Okay, I wouldn't quite call Kirk immobile. The guy can move. He just doesn't.
I mean, but that's what David Ditter
Sammy
saying.
Sleeves back there. Okay,
that's David Ditter saying. That's David. That's it. All right. Anyways, so okay. All right, Mafia. We'll keep it under wraps. I'll see what's going on with what their plans is. You boys signed my new AT12 jersey to add to my Skull Cave. You boys sign. You want us to sign it?
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, I can tell you I probably have one of the worst signatures of all time, but I mean, I definitely would. I think tickets for the game and jerseys. I heard it was a night on the town with the GG boys is the prize. Hey, that would be the best prize they could probably come up with, but I think in their heads it's a little bit different. Yeah, I think tickets for the game. I think we are giving away tickets for the game and jerseys and other stuff. I'll double check on that for sure. We'll come back. We're going to be here all week. Everybody should go though. The more the merrier. I'm excited to see everybody who's going in here. I'm excited to see all the other content creators. We're pumped. And man, it's only in a few weeks here. That's crazy.
You know what's kind of funny?
What's
so
up?
Ever since me and Jamie have started this podcast, we've seen each other in person one time.
Yeah.
And we both lived in the same area for like 3 months.
We did. Yeah.
After college.
And Casey didn't have a job. I mean,
that is
he
true.
Still didn't hit me up. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you pretty much moved right after that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, let's go into our top threes, top downs from that game, or just these players in general. Are they trending up? Are they trending down? Let's go with our first player on our down, number 3, Jaren Hall. And this could be Jaren Hall mixed with
offensive line depth.
Exactly. Jaren Hall / offensive line depth. Jaren Hall, right when he came in, I felt like he looked pretty comfortable in there, and then it was nonstop pressure coming in at Jaren Hall, and then he started having to skip the pockets. And the one thing I was hoping to see a little bit more of is him taking. I know he's a rookie, but taking a couple chances downfield. He had like 3 balls in a row that he threw out of bounds, which I like the decision making. But in the NFL, there's a spot where you got to take a little bit of risk. You can't just be a straight up QB or game manager. And that's right. As Viking fans, we don't want a game manager.
Yeah. But I mean, again, first time in real NFL action, like you got to give him a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Kofi.
Yep. And that's also fair.
It is fair.
Gary, I'm going to disagree with you on number 3. We'll talk about that later.
Sarah, though. You're definitely right. And you're right. He was, and this is probably more to the offensive line than anything, but I was still hoping to see a little bit more of Jaren Hall. I just thought he was just being a little bit too conservative, I thought at first. And then obviously the couple sacks, it just wasn't a great start, not for him particularly, but for the offensive line that he was behind, and then kind of created that pressure, which I think kind of could have gotten his head just a little bit. They did play against Seattle second teamers. True, yeah, those are great points. I'm hoping he comes back. I'm still rooting for Jaren Hall because he has intangibles. That's another thing about him is
a quick release.
I think really quick. He looked comfortable for the most part, and then it kind of got a little bit shaky. And that's another thing is I think he's a really talented runner, and I was hoping we'd see something in that, but I don't think he had any scrambles really. Hall had a rookie game. He still needs time. Yeah, he flashed. He looked better than Mullins, so trending up.
Mullins looked okay.
He looked all right. I don't know. I think I wanted to see more out of Jaren Hall. I wanted to see more. He is a rookie. He's playing one of the hardest positions in sports.
Absolutely.
But still. This isn't going – we're not saying he's the third worst player from that game, but in our heads, we kind of had high expectations for him. Higher than
maybe
Zach.
Too high of expectations.
Maybe too high of maybe unfair expectations. And that's why in our list – we have him just trending down, but we're hoping he makes a bounce back in our own heads here.
Yeah, Dan, definitely look better than Kellen Mond.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he looks way more comfortable than Mond. Mond's a robot. That's what one thing about Hall is, like he looks like he's just playing football out there. Like he's not like robotic in his progressions and everything. So that was really nice. Mm-hmm. For our number 3 on our up list, we got Ivan Pace Jr., Pace Gang, the man,
We're probably going to get a lot
legend.
of crap for not putting him at 1. But
we put him at number 3.
The dude looked he looked as advertised.
Yeah, Munn did not look good. DTR is taking that job for sure. McBride was spin happy, got realized the skill of these players. Plus, he spun some direction every time. Needs to beast mode it. All the first round quarterbacks and Levis going to be busts. That'd be crazy. Yeah, none of them really showed out, right?
No,
not really. Nothing really. Stud, let's go. I agree. Mullins looks like he's throwing a hot air balloons that can only go.
He definitely doesn't have the arm strength.
On Pace. Yeah, back to Pace though, man. They gave him the green dot, comes in, is the leader of the defense right off the bat, gets 2 hurries almost right away in this game.
This dude fits the Brian Flores defense. My biggest things I noticed with him is he's decisive and aggressive. And
he was all over the field. You saw him near the ball almost every single play. Every play. So he came in and he was that leader and he played a lot. The only thing I would say against him, there was a couple plays. He had a couple of solid plays in coverage, but there was a couple that it was obvious he was a little bit out of place where someone was supposed to be his guy type of thing. But obviously, again, rookie, they put a ton on his shoulders. Undrafted free agent, comes in with the green dot. And overall, you could not be more than happy with what we saw from an undrafted free agent that we all knew as a group. I mean, as a community in Vikings fandom, I think we have to be one of the biggest communities on Pace. Thanks to I'll give Rap the charge on that, but he definitely got us all in on Ivan Pace Jr. and he's really stepping up the way that we all hoped he would.
Absolutely. I mean, again, I love the aggressiveness. I love how quick he was. Yeah, I think he has a bright future if he can keep it up.
AR-15 looked the best. Other than his interception was pretty ugly, but other than that, he looked a lot better. Air will be fine. Bryce looks like he's gonna bust though. We'll see. I didn't look at Bryce's throws, even though I was a big Bryce Young fan. So I'll have to go back and do that. But based on his stats, it wasn't looking great. If Kirk goes down this year, we're gonna suck, but that gives us a higher pick and costs less move up for a quarterback. If Kirk goes down this year, we get suck. I want to get our quarterback regardless next offseason, I think. One thing, because I know we're not going to dive, because we didn't put, spoiler alert, we didn't put Jordan Addison on our list. We were really close to. I really wanted to, mostly because there's another wide receiver on our list that we just feel like probably deserves a spot, even though Addison definitely caught probably the best catch in all of that first week of preseason. That should have been called. I wish we would have challenged it or something. It sucked that they took it away from him. But Jordan Addison was second highest graded player from week 1 of preseason. Man, he looked good, dude. His routes were crisp, and he was getting open a lot. And that's one thing with Nick Mullins. There's a couple times where you felt like Nick Mullins just threw it to him late, where he allowed the safety to come up on him.
Yeah, he'd had a highlight reel play. I mean, it was a great adjustment to the ball. And that's what you want to see. But man, if Mullins said it after the game too, if I put that on him, like he's got his first highlight reel play of his career in this first preseason
game.
Dude,
who knows what would happen?
I want to see him in these joint practices with Kirk Cousins throwing him the ball.
Yeah, dude, that was who I was most excited for, and he did not that catch was insane. And man, he had so much open space. If Mullins would have been able to let him, he had so much open space. And then one of the cornerbacks, probably the only one that might have had a chance at stopping him from scoring a touchdown, had his back towards us. I forgot who he was following, probably Rager, but I think there's a real possibility Jordan Addison might go for a touchdown if Mullins was able to get it to him on a perfect throw. Hey, Bob Sweet in the building. What up, Bob?
David, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Rager's footwork looks otherworldly this year. Maybe watching JJ.
We'll get there.
Judd said Rager had a bad practice today. Interesting. See, that's the one thing about...
You can't be perfect every day.
No. Hey, Jay, what's up, dude? In the building. Hey, we got a couple people in here. We're giving away this Justin Jefferson yellow reactive jersey match the card. JJ, this is second year, but this is a sweet card. Hashtags go in the comments. Y'all already know. Like the video, all that good stuff. Subscribe if anybody's in here and isn't already. My worthless opinion. What is up? What is up? he was scoring if Mullins makes that. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. That's what sucks, man. You just imagine if give him that throw and he scores on that touchdown, he's probably the most hyped wide receiver in that rookie wide receiver from that game. I thought he looked better than JSN, and so. Anyways,
let's see. Booth had an interception 2 practices in a row, didn't he? Sorry, I'm like, no problem. Be late. It's all good. At least you're still here. I don't know if he did or not.
Interceptions.
I don't watch enough highlights of like training camp and stuff. I probably should. I should probably go at some point in my life. I live right here.
School. Yeah, you're supposed to go. All right, number 2 for on their way down. We got what we were just talking about, Andrew Booth Jr. Obviously, he allowed that one touchdown that he should have definitely not allowed. I mean, it was a pretty simple route. I felt like,
yeah,
especially for him who's fast and should be able to cover that. Hopefully, I mean, this Andrew Booth, hopefully he's that guy that goes in, doesn't play that well, and he does go back into practice and he goes off and gets 2 interceptions, like you said, and hopefully he can come into this next game. Because I'm still sitting here like crossing my fingers on Andrew Booth, and I don't want him to go out like this, because I do think he has a lot of talent, especially from a ball skill standpoint. So I'd like to see more of him, but he's going to have to be able to cover better than that. He did have one nice tackle that I saw earlier on in the game, but after that, it just hasn't been great. I mean, we know he just came back from an injury from last season. Then he had a little injury during training camp, and he's back again. So we need to see a little bit more from Andrew Booth, but definitely on the downtrend. I mean, these are the guys you're really paying attention to. That's what sucks for Andrew Booth. None of the other guys were out there anymore, and he was kind of the one to watch on defense at that point in the game.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, hopefully we can still unlock something, but yeah, it's probably the best way to put it. He just looks off.
Yeah, this rookie class is probably more about quality than quantity with Spielman. We had a lot of quantity.
That's true.
Yeah. New England needs wide receiver regular help develop Whack Jones. Sup MWO. Hey Gary. Well, if Sarah's out, you have a chance. Mafia. Wait, Sarah's out of the card. Where is Azizi Antami? I can never say his name. Try it every time. Where is Pat Jones? Where is Bilipin? Hope I get to see Andre Carter this next game as well. He needs to lift weights with Hunter.
Yeah.
Like, where did we see him in that game? Andre Carter had a couple, but yeah, he didn't stand out the way that Pace Jr. did in that game. That's for sure.
Right.
And we saw a little bit of Patrick Jones. It
says he had a couple plays in there as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I want that card too high and leaving. Killer card, so we all know Sarah's going to win. We'll see.
Now, we did see a little bit of trading Jalen Reagor talk a couple comments ago, but actually that brings us right into our number 2 up, and that is wide receiver Jalen Reagor. What did he have? Did he have 50 yards receiving?
Yeah, he had 5 catches for 55 yards. Was definitely the best wide receiver from a production standpoint.
I mean, again, he was playing against the twos, but he was dominating the twos, and that's what you're supposed to do. He found ways to get open. As David said earlier, his footwork looked better. He was catching the ball. He wasn't giving up on routes. You know, he got a full off season plus all of last season with this team and this system. The guy was a first round pick for a reason, right? He's got speed. He's got the talent there. I don't know, man. I think you got to give the guy credit for the way he, and again, preseason against twos, sure, but you got to give him credit. He didn't look lost out there this time. He looked pretty solid. So
let's see what he does in a real game. He looks more comfortable. He just has to gain confidence. I think that's a really good point, AJ. I think at this point in his career, there's probably a lot of confidence problems, issues, especially when Justin Jefferson gets picked after you, and it's over that's going to be over your head throughout his whole time for the Eagles. And then he comes here with the Vikings. The only thing with him though, that still sticks in my mind from last year was that play against the Colts where he obviously quit on his route and then the ball ended up getting intercepted. So that's what kind of scares me about him. And then even the fact, even though this is really take this with a grain of salt, but having a good game in preseason and then coming into practice and not having a good one, It's just you hope this guy really cares. You need that probably matters more than anything. I do think this dude has that talent, and I do hope we do use him in other ways this year, specifically in end arounds and things like that, where we can use his running ability and his speed. Because I mean, he was a first round pick for a season. I'm telling you, like if you go look at his highlights from college, he looks like a fantastic player. So him stepping up and improving will definitely make this whole wide receiver thing pretty interesting when it comes down to cuts here.
Yeah.
As far as right now, it doesn't seem like Jalen Reagor's going anywhere because he is the lead punt returner at this point as well.
And then
Naylor won't make.
I mean, he had a good OTAs, a good first training camp practice, and he got hurt, and he hasn't been able to get back on the field since. So I mean, if Addison keeps playing like he is, and if Reagor keeps making steps up here, I don't know.
Damn right, AJ. Addison's gonna be that dude. Matt, his routes are insane for a rookie. That is not normal. That is not, and his toe tap, dude. How do you get so hyped about toe tapping and your routes all through training camp, and you come in and have one of the best route/toe taps that we've seen in a long time, not just in this preseason game, but in general. That was a beautiful, I mean, to the point where everybody just called it not that they didn't even think he could have made that catch, and he did.
For sure. So
JG dead on, let him marinate. Yeah, and that's the thing with Naylor. Man, I really like Naylor, but you have to be healthy. There's so much talent actually in this wide receiver room. It'll be interesting. I'm hoping he comes back soon here. That toe drag was so icy, dude. It was crazy. That was that was like a diving toe drag. Kevin O'Connell should have just challenged it. I know it's preseason, but fuck it. Do it for him.
I think they actually had a side-by-side picture of Jordan Addison and Chris Carter making like a sideline catch like that. It looked very similar.
Putney that need a punt, or should trade him for that. Wait, trade for Putney that need a punt returner. I'm trying to understand what you're saying right there, Skull TY.
But anyway, moving on to our number one down.
Our number one down from this game. We're going with Dwayne McBride. So again, like we mentioned earlier, this is our up and downs. This is based on our expectations. This is how we feel about this player. We thought McBride was going to be looking really good. We did make the our top five list going into this preseason game, who we were most excited about. And we did actually have Ty Chandler on there instead of McBride, but a lot of people had McBride, and second leading rusher in all of college football. He looks really good when you look at his tape, all that good stuff. But he came in and he kind of just looked, you could tell, we know he's not super fast. I was surprised. One of the most surprising thing about this game was him being in there for the first kick return, which he was in there, I think was he in there for all of them? Or at least definitely the first half. But we just didn't see a lot about him. He had 5 carries for 15 yards, something that 6 carries for 15 yards. And there was one play where I think we didn't block very well for him, or I forgot who it was. Someone whiffed on a block, but still Dwayne McBride ran right into the player. I felt like he had room to at least wiggle a little bit. I was a little bit worried about his vision in that game so far. Again, at the end of the day, this is a rookie running back who does have some upside, but I know what Gary said, he just needs to go beast mode. This is a player that he is kind of that one step and drive type of player. So maybe that's what we need to see him do, more of that kind of thing. But for this first preseason, I think he was kind of the player that I was the most disappointed in his production. I was hoping to see a lot from him, and we really didn't see, it didn't come off that he would even make the team based off that first preseason game.
For sure. But coming out of the same room, running back room, a guy who did look good and take advantage of his snap,
Sarah,
was our number one up, and that is running back Ty Chandler. I believe he had, 40 some yards off 11 carries, but he just looked fast.
And three catches for 23 yards.
Yeah, for sure. And actually on the play where everyone talked about Ed Ingram missing a block, Mullins able to get the ball out to him, and he extended the play for Chandler extended the play for a first down. Chandler looked decisive in his runs, one cut go, shifty in space, could catch the ball. And we all knew Ty Chandler could do this. We just needed to see it. We saw a little bit of it last year before he hurt himself. But, man, I mean, that's another reason why I don't think this team needs to spend the money on a guy like Kareem Hunt, because I think they have a very capable number 2 with a different skill set right behind Madison in Ty Chandler.
Right. Yeah. And his passing is still extremely underrated. And this is something, I mean, I think there's a real possibility he's a better receiving back than Delvin Cook. So you're getting a guy that I feel like we probably could have used more last year in that area. Obviously, when you have Delvin Cook and Madison, you're not going to get much opportunity. But Ty Chandler should be our catching specialist this year. And we know he was supposed to be good at catching, but his running looks so good and his shiftiness. And he also plays with aggression, and he doesn't just go down from his tackles. Like when he's running into these players, he's bringing them a couple yards every single time. Hey, Rap in the building. Let's go. What up, Rap? What up? Sup, bars? I have a feeling I know what that means. I don't know. Let me know what that means, Skull Mafia. I want to know the nickname bars. Delvin punk ass to the Jets. Yeah, we talked about that in the beginning. Delvin's punk. Don't be careful. Rap's in here. Be careful calling Delvin Cook a punk ass. Ty Chandler with the Pacheco vibes. Yeah. He was impressive. He's last preseason. He was just as impressive. I think it's one of those things where we didn't get to see him a lot during the regular season. People still remembered what he did in preseason, but it didn't carry on. The hype just did not carry on for him going into this preseason. That's why we kind of made him as our 5th player. We were excited to watch going into this game just because we thought we knew what we saw. And Dave from Minnesota Sport Talk as well. I mean, he went out in this offseason. He went out and bought like 4 different rookie cards of Ty Chandler because this guy is good. And he comes in preseason, starts as the running back and shows it right away and ends up getting the game ball probably by most people in this game. And it makes you feel a lot better of what we have at running back too going forward, especially after seeing McBride not really step up the way we were hoping.
Absolutely. But yeah,
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Rap bars because that's all he spits. Let's go. I like that.
Yeah, very, very happy with Ty Chandler. I'm actually pretty pumped with his running back room. I mean, I guess after him, it's a little bit worrisome because, Ken A is still dealing with that injury. But, yeah, man, Ty Chandler looked really good.
No, dude, Ty Chandler looked great. I know, but that's one thing we didn't hear anything about Ken A as well. I don't know. I didn't know that we weren't expected to see him play in that game. Purple Gang or Die, that's right. Delvin who? Purple City Skull Gang. They're enemies immediately. We'll meet them in the Super Bowl if they make it.
Yep. Yes, that is our list. Our 3 ups and downs from the first preseason game.
So, let me go through it again real quick. Number 3 on the downs. Let me go through the downs. Number 3 was Jaren Hall. We gave it to him. It wasn't all his fault. There was a lot of line stuff, but I did want to see more out of him. I wanted to see him actually tuck the ball in and run it more. He played it really careful. I don't blame him. He's a rookie in his first NFL action. But mostly that slide is made for our depth at O-line. He was not getting any help. He was pretty much pressured every play, especially in his first 2 drives. So we put Jaren Hall there. Number 2, we put Andrew Booth. Obviously, he allowed that touchdown. He just didn't look great. Number 1, McBride did not meet any of our expectations in his first game, having 5 rushes for like 15 yards and then a couple kick returns that wasn't very spectacular either. I don't know why you're putting a 4.6 guy as a kick returner, but whatever. And then, so that was number 1. And then our top 3 gainers moving up was Rap's boy, Ivan Pace Jr. We put him at 3. Comes in with the green dot on the helmet. Performs exactly how we expected. Had 2 hurries really early in the game. Was all over the ball, all over the field the whole time. A couple mistakes in coverage, but other than that, I mean, he's a rookie at the end of the day, undrafted rookie. Fortunately for us, unfortunately for everybody else. But awesome game by him. Number 2, we had Jalen Reagor. We wanted Addison in this list, but we had to put Reagor in there. 5 catches, 55 yards. He had the best production of all our wide receivers, maybe all the wide receivers in that entire game. It was good to see that. And then number 1, like you just saw, Ty Chandler. looking really good and definitely shifty and good in the pass. And the pass is the thing that we definitely need to be really concerned about, I think, from coming from the backfield. So it's nice that we know that we have that guy.
Absolutely. So I think that's a pretty good list for the first preseason game. I'm excited to see what we do in the second one. See improvements made by some of the players after their first real game action. It'll be interesting kind of seeing how things go with joint practices. I know sometimes they get a little chippy. I know Kevin O'Connell obviously has things in place so that doesn't happen, but I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to see a little bit of Will Levis. I'm looking forward to seeing
this is a Vikings podcast, and Casey can't talk enough about Will Levis over there.
I said one thing about Will Levis because he's coming in for joint practice.
He's not want to see Will Levis. No, Will Levis, he looked all right. I mean, at first, when he first came in, he was looking all right, and then there's a couple of shaky plays that he had. He had one throw that should have probably been intercepted, but didn't. Yeah. Malik Willis is still probably in head for that job at this point.
Neither of them look great, though. Malik Willis looked pretty rough, too. But either way.
All I know is we're going to dominate, and KOC is going to get his first preseason W.
Yeah. But the joint practices are fun. It's nice to see. And I think that's, again, I think this is what they're using for their game reps. It really does sound like none of the starters are going to see much time, if any, in the preseason. So I think that's kind of where they're headed. Yeah, that Shelley dropped interception was really weird. Trey Lance, that was one touchdown that he just chucked it into the end zone. It bounced off the arms of Duke Shelley.
And then
into the arms of a tight end that just happened to be there. It was really weird. So, yeah, I don't know. Trey Lance, that's another one. He has not looked. No, he did not look good yesterday. Yesterday, he did not look good at all.
I mean, the good thing we didn't trade for him, right? Yeah. I still would have though. Like a second round pick. I mean, now it's kind of looking sketchy, but it'll be interesting to see how he turns out.
Yeah, it will be. Anything else we need to cover tonight? Yeah,
not really. Just so Wednesday, again, everybody in here, Wednesday we'll be on with, I don't know if we'll have a guest or not yet on Wednesday, but the Skull Experience with Dave from Minnesota Sports Talk. Thursday we'll be on Purple and Skull Media for our sports betting show. We're going to do a mock draft in there because next Thursday we're going to do a real draft, and I need everybody in there to help us with this because it's like a $50 league, and with whatever money we win is going to giveaways. It could be Justin Jefferson autographs, all that good stuff. So I need you guys' help in there on Thursday. We'll get some mock drafts going. We're going to continue this prize pick stuff, DraftKings, all this good stuff. And then Saturday after the game, we are going to be on Bleacher Report again. The first time was a cool experience, but I think we can do a better job. So we're excited to go in there and kind of, do our best again. But yeah, we'd appreciate anybody in there. It's a big opportunity. So other than that,
absolutely,
that's our schedule for the rest of the week. I think we're getting busy. I think everybody's getting busy. It's real. Football's starting, obviously. The regular season is less than a few weeks away, and which also means that, again, Skullfest, September 9th, Northeast Palace. Everybody better be there. You already know. Great stuff. Thanks, guys. Have a great night, everybody.
Don't leave yet if you hashtag Skull.
Yeah, hashtag Skull. Oh, yeah. So we're going to do that right now. Boom, bada boom, boom. I have to get it up because I forgot to do that.
I hear that's a problem with you.
Yeah. You heard wrong. All right. Oh, dang. It didn't record any of the entries. So you have to be in the show to win this. You have to be in the show to win this. It's official. Hashtag Skull in the comments to win this. Justin Jefferson, yellow reactive.
Ooh, that is true, by the way. The Delvin Cook signing with the Jets. Now we get that $2 million back.
Ooh,
on the cap this
nice.
Year. Or is it next year? I think it's next year's cap.
Nice. Sarah, you got a hashtag Skull again. It didn't record this. It didn't record the hashtag Skulls. So Justin Jefferson, yellow reactive mosaic card, second year, but it's color matched. So anybody that doesn't know what color match means, it means his jersey just matches the color of the card. It's not something that happens all the time. So it's a slight rarity. It's just a sweet card no matter what. Yeah, look at this thing. Hashtag Skull. Hashtag Skull in the comments. Like the video. Hit the likes, like Dan said right here. Hit them likes. I already know you guys are subscribed. Anybody that watches after the show, you guys should definitely hit subscribe. Come in here and win these cards because Sarah's going to win them all. No, she's on her heat streak again. She won last week. It's time. She's getting ready for she was just taking a break. She's getting ready for one more time for insurance. She was getting ready for the season to start winning again here. But so here we are. Oh, there we go. So how many we got right now? 8.
We're 8 out of 14.
8 out of 14. Yeah, Skull Mafia, he's won quite a bit. Paul, I haven't seen Paul in a while. Paul H. I haven't seen him in a while. I
think he was in here at the beginning. Wasn't he?
Oh, was he?
I thought I saw him drop a comment.
Kofi, did you leave? I think you did. Kofi, you're not going to win.
Well, the rule is they had to be, they know they have to be here.
You have to be here at the end. Just to make it fair. I think that's a fairest way to do it. We got 9 entries. We'll wait till 8:05. We'll wait till 8:05. Just make sure everybody got it in. There we go. Get everybody's hashtag skull in there. Yeah, he left. See, Kofi wants to win. So, there he is. Kofi, hashtag skull. I'm feeling it for you, Kofi. I'm feeling it. Even though Gary did call this one. I've won 1, but more to come. Gary's definitely going to get some more. It's going to be interesting. This one's going to be exciting. I'm wondering to see who wins this one.
We're up to 10 out of 14. I think that's pretty good.
Let's go. That's what we're talking about. All right. I think 8:04. At 8:04, I'll run this. Okay, it is 8:04. All right, we're running it. Any last ones? Hashtag skull. Justin Jefferson, yellow reactive, 10 entries. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Who we got? I'm seeing everybody's name here. Justin Jefferson's yellow reactive goes to Skull Mafia. Skull Mafia is coming in with that luck now. Dang. Skull Mafia wins the Justin Jefferson on the yellow reactive.
Boom. There we go.
Congrats, Skull Mafia. Should have just waited a couple days to send your cards out. I could have sent them all at one time. Sorry, Sarah. Sorry. We're going to have some more stuff. Again, everybody in here, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we are giving away this Danielle Hunter auto out of 50. It's 1 out of 50. So first on print, which is a big deal. Gold Danielle Hunter auto once we hit 1,000 subscribers. And I'm only going to let people in our chat know about this. Sarah, you got to save your luck for this. Because this is going to be a nice one. This is probably the best card I've given on the show, I think. I think it's the best card I've given on the show. Sure. It's going to be a good one. I can't wait to get away that. Once the season's going and stuff, we should have no problem marching our way up there. So
absolutely. But again, thanks everybody for hopping in tonight. I'm sure these will be a little bit longer once regular season starts. We'll have a little bit more to talk about, but we appreciate it. Jamie already told you our schedule: Wednesday, Thursday, then Saturday on Bleach Report. And yeah, so thanks everybody for hopping in, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday with Dave.
Let's go Vikes.